everybody. Today we are going to make this adorable little coaster. It's a piece of pumpkin pie. Perfect timing because we're coming up close to Thanksgiving here in the United States. All right, so what I'm using today is the Loops and Threads Impeccable Acrylic Yarn. It is a 4-weight yarn, and the colors I am using are, of course, pumpkin. And the second color I'm using is Cloud, which is like a creamy white. You're also going to need a pair of scissors, a needle to weave in your ends, and a crochet hook. I am going to use a 4.5mm hook. You can use whatever hook works for you. And we are going to start by chaining 17. 2, 3, 4, 17. We are now going to single crochet in the second chain from the hook. So here's the first chain from the hook. So in the second chain from the hook, we're going to single crochet into that. And then we are going to crochet in the next 15 stitches. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Now from here throughout the rest of this portion is basically just every row we're going to decrease 1 stitch until we get all the way down to the bottom. So I'm going to turn my work, and I am going to do a single crochet decrease. Basically what that means is I'm going to insert my hook into the first stitch and pull up a loop, and then I'm going to insert my hook into the second stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through all 3 loops. So that is a single crochet decrease, and that is how we're going to start every row of this portion of the project. So there's 1, and now the rest of the stitches are just going to be regular single crochets all the way across. Oops, missed a leg. Okay, the end of this row, you should have 15 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, we're going to turn our work, and just like before, we're going to start this row with a single crochet decrease. So insert your hook, pull up a loop, insert your hook into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3, and then single crochet all the way across. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Perfect. Turn your work. Start with your single crochet decrease. Insert your hook, pull up a loop, insert your hook in the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3, and then single crochet all the way across. And at this point you should have 13 stitches across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And you can kind of see where it is starting to angle in. Okay, turn your work. Oops, my pumpkin pie got away from me. Okay, single crochet decrease in the first 2 stitches, single crochet in every stitch. At this point you should have 12 across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm actually going to let you continue on until you get down to the last couple of rows where there's just a few stitches left, because the pattern continues the same. Every single row starts off with a single crochet decrease and then single crochets all the way across. So I will meet you at row 15 when there's only 3 stitches left. Okay, so I am up to row 16. I just finished row 15. So row 16, I have 3 stitches on my row, and I'm going to decrease that to 2. So here's my first decrease stitch, and then my regular single crochet. And now I'm down to just 2. So these 2 stitches is just going to become 1 with the decrease stitch. So let's decrease that one. And now we are down to 1 stitch. And we have our triangle. It's like a perfect triangle for our pumpkin pie. Now along the sides of our pumpkin pie, on the finished one, you can see how it's neat and tidy. This side, not so neat and tidy. So what we are going to do is we are going to single crochet all the way around the sides to give that nice neat border. Okay, so let's turn our project to the side. And basically, now it's a little tricky the first time you've done this because there's no stitches really on the sides. So you're really just going to eyeball it and put your hook in that first like strand. So here's 1. Oh, and we're going to want 15 of these because there are 15 rows. So 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 15's right up here at the top. Okay, and it just gives it a nicer edge along the side there. So now that we're at the top, we're actually going to chain 1 and we're going to do the same thing across the top row. And across the top, we're going to try to end up with 16 single crochets across the top because we are going to build into those. This is just a little silly project. So, I mean, if you only had 14 along the side or you had 16 along the sides, don't stress over it too much. But along the top, it is kind of a little more important to try to have that 16 stitches. Okay, so we're going to chain 1. Try to work our 16 across here. 1. And now these are the undersides of the chain that we started with, so it's a little easier to find where to insert your hook on the top part. 2, 3, 4. And I will say not to go too tight on these stitches because we are going to be building some popcorn stitches into them. Some of them, anyway. So not super loose, but not super tight either. Just kind of watch your tension on that if you tend to be a tight crocheter. Have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yep, I need one more. So there's my 16th single crochet across the top. And I'm going to chain 1 and work my way work my way back down this side. And like I said before, my goal is to have 15 on this side. If I have 16 or 14, it's not really hugely important, so we're not going to stress over that. I am going to try to crochet over this tail though. Just makes it easier, less weaving at the end. Try to go in. It's hard to find where to go in. Here we go. There's one. When you're going into these sides and they're not really stitches, sometimes your hook tends to get a little stuck in there. It's okay, just gently kind of try to pull it through and keep from creating a hole. I'm going to trim this tail. I think that's enough tail covered up. I don't know if you guys have been counting, but I have completely lost count. But as I said earlier, the sides, it's not really so important. It's really just to make it look prettier on the sides. And it does. It does make it look prettier. And now I'm going to slip stitch with my first single crochet. It. And that part is done. So the next part is the fun part, right? Okay, so the next part, row 19, is also the last row. And what we're going to do is now we're going to switch colors. And we are going to join with a slip stitch into our corner. Do you remember at the tops we did that chain one in the corner that you can barely even see? That is where we are going to join with our slip stitch. So let's go into that corner. And join with our new color. Okay, we are going to chain 3. And I'm going to count my slip stitches one chain just because my chains always look too big. And then we're going to do what's called the popcorn stitch. So we're going to work a double crochet into that same space. And now we're going to do 3 more double crochets into that chain space. So essentially it's 5 double crochets into the same space, and our chain 3 that we started with is going to count as one of those. So here's my 3rd double crochet into that same space. There's Here's our fourth. Oops. And here's our fifth. So now comes the magic part of the popcorn stitch. You're going to remove your hook and you're going to go to your first stitch, which for us is a chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have to kind of wiggle your hook into that chain, which is a little tricky. Once you've got it in there, you're going to grab your loop and pull it through the back there. Oops, my hook came off. And when you tighten that down, you see how it pops that stitch out. From there, we're going to slip stitch into the second from the next stitch. So here's our next stitch. We're going to skip it, and we're going to slip stitch into the next one. And that's going to kind of fasten down our popcorn stitch. Okay, so now we're going to do another popcorn stitch in the next stitch. So here's 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, 3 double crochet, 4 double crochet, 5 double crochet. Remove your hook, count back to your first stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Insert your hook into that stitch, grab your loop. Whoops, come on you. Grab your loop and pull it through. Skip the next stitch, slip stitch into the next. And if I had thought about it, I would have been crocheting over my tail, but I forgot to. So I'm gonna weave in that end when I'm done. All right, popcorn stitch into the next. So there's 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, 3 double crochet, 4 double crochet, 5 double crochet. Remove your hook, count back to your first stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull your loop through, skip the next stitch, slip stitch into the one after that. You see, look at our whipped cream looking so pretty. All right, we've got 3 more to go. Double crochet into the next stitch to start our popcorn. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got this big blob of yarn coming at me. 5. Remove your hook, count back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Insert your hook, pull your loop through, pop that popcorn stitch, skip the next stitch, slip stitch into the next, popcorn stitch into the next. There's 1. Here's 2. Here's 3. Here's 4. Here's 5. Count back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull through. Skip the next stitch, slip stitch into the next. And we have one more glorious popcorn stitch to go. There's one. Here's two. Here's three. Here's four. Here's five. And now we're just going to slip stitch into that corner. A little hard to get in there because it's a little tight at this point. And then we're going to fasten off. So cute. So cute. All right, there is our piece of pie. Another one. I would like a slice of pie. Put your drink on it. All right, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. Bye-bye.